So, hear me out here. You know that one super annoying trait that infected practically all of Power Trip Fantasy? The one where the main character, who is clearly the strongest of everyone around them and the audience, yet is completely unaware of their own strength? Well, yeah. That annoying concept got turned into a whole anime. But it's actually surprisingly really good. But let me explain. Nor, the main character, always wanted to be an adventurer, so he went to all the classes to try and learn skills to become an adventurer. Sadly though, he was only able to learn the level 1 skill of a few classes, and was told by everyone that it wasn't enough to become an adventurer. And this was the worst case scenario for Nor, because he needed to be an adventurer. Growing up, all he read was books on adventures. This was his life goal, so he trained his low-level skills to make them as strong as possible, training every day, parrying wooden swords until he was able to parry thousands at once, and he became able to parry everything. And that's how this whole anime starts. Because Nora was always told he wasn't talented enough to gain a class, let alone be an adventurer, in his mind it was ingrained that he was weak. So anytime he possibly does anything strong, he thinks it's ordinary to do what he did. He kills a giant rampaging minotaur and thinks it's just a cow. A beefed up goblin king is just a normal goblin in his eyes. Despite being the strongest and no-diffing everyone, he doesn't even know how strong he truly is. And the way the anime does it is so perfect. Instead of being the annoying side part that hinders the progression of the main character because they're too scared to do anything, in this anime it is in fact a major driving factor in practically all parts of the anime. He only fights big scary monsters because he thinks they're weak. A dragon of death that spews poison that can instantly kill a human, seen as a simple frog attacking a kid, so he jumps in to help him because why not fight a simple frog? He talks to the king of a nation and requests his strongest artifact, thinking he's just talking to some rich dude and asking for a broken-looking sword. It helps propel the anime forward while still providing the proper comedy you should get from this concept. Hence, it's done perfectly. The only problem is though how he's kind of super dumb and never really notices that anything is off. Even when he's fighting some of the strongest people from another nation without a scratch, he doesn't seem to think he's powerful. He not only parries everything around him, but he also parries his brain cells with how dumb he is. But if you can look past his 2 brain cells, it's done really well. But this anime isn't so one-dimensional that this is its only good point. There is way more. First off, the animation for it is really good. For an anime with as stupid a concept as this one, it truly doesn't deserve to go this hard. And when it's time for the animation to go off with how crazy Nora is going, it pops off and it looks so good. Besides that, the characters are great. Nora himself was covered being a total brick brain kind of guy, but his main sidekick, Lin, is written so well. You'd think the person closest to the man would tell him how overpowered he truly is, but Lin doesn't. So then why doesn't Lin? Because she thinks he's one of the most humble and straightforward thinking men there is. He jumped in to save a boy from an extremely deadly dragon because he's willing to risk his life to save anyone in need. He's calling this giant scary goblin just a normal goblin. Well, with Nora's strength, that must be all he sees it as. She is constantly gaslighting herself, which in turn gaslights him even more, which just perpetuates the stupidity of Nor. And then there's the background politics. Though Nor doesn't know what is going on, even in the very end, throughout the entire anime, there's a war that's been brewing between the kingdom he's in and its enemy. Nor constantly accidentally thwarts all of their plans, even eventually soloing their entire army. The build-up of it in the background as it started to move into the foreground was perfectly done. And it led to constant power scaling with stronger and stronger enemies Nor had to face, so it worked out perfectly well. And that's really it with this anime. I for one really enjoyed watching each and every episode as it came out this season, so despite me focusing on more longer form videos, this one was one that I needed to talk about quickly. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can subscribe if you want. But anyways, I'm Ayanali and bye bye.